Yo, it's Vaz here, covering NBA fantasy in the East. Let's jump into a bunch of games that were on today. We have the Magic here hosting the Bulls here. We get the win again, 133 to 119 here. Three players scoring 20 plus points here. Jalen Suggs, 31 points. Great shooting night for him. 4 3-pointers as well, 7 assists. Franz Wagner, 21 points, 6 assists as well. 24 points from KCP, 4 steals. Couple assists as well. I think that's probably the best game KCP's played in a Magic uniform to date. Great to see us just continue to win right now without Paolo obviously in the lineup. For the Bulls here, 19 and 11 for Nick Vucevic. He just rolls along at the moment. The Sunmu gets on the scoreboard today, 21 points. Just getting the start here for Kobe. Sorry, not for Kobe White. Obviously for Patrick Williams. They went small today with the guard lineup for the Bulls. 20 points as well for THT. He's still around here. You can keep an eye on him. If he gets some minutes, I think, for the Bulls, he sometimes puts up some reasonable stat lines. Next game here, we've got the Heat and the Hornets here. Heat winning in Charlotte, 98 to 94. Miami Heat here led by 27 points by Tyler Hero of 22 shots here. A bit of a quiet game for Jimmy Butler, only 25 minutes and 6 points. Surely owners that have him play a little bit frustrated this season that he hasn't been the production that you're hoping for. Maybe you can string something together and then you can look to try and shop him around perhaps. 22 points from Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup today, 6 3-pointers as well. It's always nice to see him play well. Obviously this was a bit of a low scoring game here for the Hornets here. 32 points from LaMelo Ball of 35 shots, which only made 11. It's almost painful to look at this, but 10 rebounds for him, 7 assists, and then 7 turnovers. So it's a classic case where he wins you like maybe points, assists, and rebounds in that sort of sense, but then he kills you in your percentages and your turnovers. Obviously helps you with your threes as well. So I don't know, maybe that's 4 wins and 2 losses there. You still ride with LaMelo in that sort of sense. Only other players that chipped in really for them were Brandon Miller, 21 points as well, 5 3-pointers. They just don't have the depth. I swear the Hornets don't have the depth every single season. Next game here, we have the Hawks here visiting the Cavs here in Cleveland. Hawks getting the upset win here, 135 to 124. Hawks were led by obviously Trae Young with his 22 assists and 20 points there. Didn't shoot that well, 6 of 18, but he was obviously able to set up all his teammates today and get this W on the road. 22 points for Jalen Johnson as well, 26 points for DeAndre Hunter. I picked up DeAndre Hunter to stream him in my 14-man league when he got healthy a few games ago. I think he's going to have these up and down games, but that's sort of what you probably get as a streaming option. You could definitely hold him and stash him too. And, if he gets back into the starting lineup over Zachary Rashad, his numbers might stabilize a little bit too. Depends how long they want to ride the rookie, perhaps, who, today actually had a good game, 17 points on 17 minutes. But yeah, he's always a bit of a question mark still for what the rotations are perhaps in Atlanta in the long run. For the Cavs here, 30 points from Donovan Mitchell here, 22 points from Evan Mobley. I think there'll be an issue here as they let the Hawks get off the hook here, 135 points obviously. They really just need to clamp down. I think part of their winning streak was playing tight defense. Next game here is the Pacers here hosting the Blazers here. Pacers winning 121 to 114. Pacers here led by 29 points from Siakam, 28 points and 10 assists from Tyrese Halliburton, 8 from 15 shooting, 5 threes as well. 24 points from Benedict Mathurin and 10 rebounds too. It feels like they've suddenly, established a big three. If you don't even count Miles Turner. Miles Turner has never been a huge scorer as far as I'm concerned. He's a great defensive anchor. Can get you buckets sometimes, obviously, but I think they've really got their core intact there for the Pacers right now. Maybe they can start stringing some wins together for them. On the other side of things there, Danny Advidger back into the starting lineup, 16 points and 7 assists there. Anthony Simons obviously was the top scorer, 30 points there, 21 shots though, 6 3-pointers as well. Shaedon Sharp chipped in with 17 points there. Maybe the biggest news here is that DeAndre Ayton is back into the lineup here, 16 points and 12 rebounds. No doubt question marks now for Clingan and for Robert Williams III. What happens when suddenly everyone's still all healthy at the same time in Portland? Be interesting thing to keep an eye on from fantasy perspective. Next game here is the Rockets visiting the Philadelphia 76ers. Rockets winning 122 and 115 on the road here. Rockets here continue to just roll along wrong. 14 and 6 now for the season. Sengun, 22 points, 14 rebounds, 41 points though. Jalen Green today really balled out from an offensive perspective. Amman Thompson, I think Nick talked about him yesterday, perhaps. Now obviously on the road, so I get to cover him. I picked him up about maybe 2 games ago. I had him at the start of the season. I dropped him. He had a very slow start, but he's starting to find his niche now. 19 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 2 assists, 80% from the field and 40 minutes. Go grab this guy. I can't pick another player to be more motivated about. I spoke highly about him at the start of the season. The slow start sort of had to made me have to make some decisions on what to do with him with his production in the first few weeks. But now I think he's really settled into the season, and go grab this kid. For the Sixers here, they just continue to struggle along. 39 and 10 for Tyrese Maxey. I guess that's great from a fantasy perspective. 5 steals as well. Jared McCain, since he's had a declaration of Rookie of the Year, has been a bit of a rocky shooting sort of nights, I think, from him. 6 from 19 tonight for only 15 points there. Yabusele gets in the box score today for 22 points as well. But yeah, man, I think we're going to be talking about Sixers all season long until somehow they get into where they should be, which is probably in at least the play-in race, because they're not obviously even in the play-in race right now. Last game now for the East is the Clippers visiting Washington. Beating the Wizards here 122-96 here. James Harden popped off, bit of a classic James Harden game, 43 points, 7 3-pointers. Really got in there today, had a good shooting night there. They didn't really need much else across the board. I think they were able to go about 12-man deep for this rotation here because they had a fairly comfortable lead throughout the whole game here. On the other side of things, the Wizards here again played a lot of their players, which means production from a fantasy perspective was a bit all over the board here. Malcolm Brogdon led the way, 17.6 assists there as well. Alexander Sarr had a solid 13 points, I guess, in that starting spot. But Valanciunas, 17 points, 7 rebounds, eating into his minutes there. If you've got Wizards players right now, I don't know what you do with them sometimes because they just suck.